My beloved Bayern never disappoint. My beloved Bayern Munich never disappoint. Yes, people, you know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again with another video. Second video today, back to back. Final score at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami between Bayern Munich and Flamengo. Flamengo 2, Bayern Munich 4. Bayern Munich advanced to the quarterfinals and they will be facing PSG next week, which is going to be a very tasty fixture because we'll be seeing arguably the two best teams of the tournament so far, in my opinion. So that's going to be interesting, man. Very interesting. I thought this was a very dominant display from Bayern Munich. I really liked what they showed today. We've seen different aspects of the game. We've seen different facets of Bayern Munich and also from Flamengo. First things first, I've got to give credit to Flamengo for coming so far. They've showed, you know, among other Brazilian teams that, you know, they can hang up there with the likes of Chelsea and what they've shown so far up until they lost today. But they've shown some really good stuff, you know. So I have to be honest and say Felipe Luis and Flamengo, they've done an incredible job. They're doing an incredible job. And honestly, Felipe Luis, he's got a bright future ahead of him in terms of coaching because what he's showing with a Flamengo side, which is a good side, but if he were to bring that type of coaching to Europe, trust me, man, we'll be talking about Felipe Luis for years to come. Trust me on that, you know. But on the game itself, I thought, apart from the two goals, I thought Flamengo showed a lot of naivety. They were very naive in the way they wanted to play out from the back, knowing that Bayern Munich press up front very high. They try to win the ball back as quickly as possible, whether it's deep down in their own half when they lose it, in the middle of the park, up front. They try and press you and win it as quickly as possible. And I think in that aspect, I think Flamengo was a bit naive, I would say. The first goal that they scored, which was the 2-1, was an absolute rocket from one of my favourite players in this Flamengo team, which is Gerson. What an absolute rocket. Like, Manuel Neuer had no time to react. By the time he reacted and put his arms up to try and keep it out, which he couldn't, the ball was in the back of the net. Absolute rocket that was from Gerson. The second goal was a penalty. I think the face and the expression on Elise's face, you could tell. He knew what time it was. He didn't try and argue with the referee, and it was a very good dispatch penalty by the highly experienced Jorginho to make it 2-3 at that time. But apart from that, I think towards the end of the first half, I think that's when Flamengo really showed what they're about, you know, knocking the ball around, showing that they can have possession, you know, and try and play. I think out of all of the teams, they probably play the best football, I would say, because it's very fluid, it's very composed, it's very calm. This is why I say Felipe Luis has a bright future in football in terms of coaching, because what he's managed to implement in such a short amount of time, I think he's been there for like a year and a half, if I'm not wrong, or a year or something, is very remarkable. So credit to him, man. Credit to Flamengo for getting so far. But this is probably where the Flamengo praise stops because, you know, before the game, Felipe Luis said that, you know, we're going to try and impose our game against Bayern Munich, which didn't really work out because Bayern Munich, in terms of possession, they dominated. They absolutely dominated. You know, there were spells where Bayern Munich were suffering a little bit and they had to, you know, not go into their shell, but, you know, they were suffering a little bit because of the crowd, etc., that got a bit loud, especially after the two goals. But I thought Bayern Munich handled it very well. But listen, man, I keep telling you guys, these Vincent Kompany tactics, I get why it's working now. And I get why at Burnley people were saying he needs better players. Because this system that he's playing and the way Bayern Munich just press up high is absolutely ridiculous. To be fair, Bayern Munich are becoming very good on set pieces as well. The first goal, a set piece, a very well taken first corner kick, second corner kick, because the first one had to be cleared for another corner. The second corner, sorry, taken very well by Joshua Kimmich. A very well bent, quick, and very fast taken corner kick to the near post. One of the Flamengo players gets his head on it, unfortunately, and scores an own goal, which in my opinion could have been a Bayern player as well. If a Bayern player was there, just get the flick on and that's it. The second goal that they scored, this is where the pressing comes in. Pressing up extremely high, trying to win the ball back very high, which they've done successfully. Upamecano, man. Now listen, I've had my differences with people when it comes to Upamecano, but did you see where he won the ball back? This guy left his centre-back position and was damn near at the edge of the box. Won the ball back, puts in a tackle. Harry Kane gets it out of his feet, head up, has a look, touch, bang. Gets a slight deflection as well. When it happened in real time, we couldn't see it properly, but in the replay, you could see it. Scores the 2-0, sorry. Then the 2-1 happens. Then just before halftime, again, Flamengo very naive, don't really clear the ball properly. And then Goretzka gets a chance outside of the box, smashes it in. To be fair, it was placed to make it 3-1. And this is where I've got to give the Flamengo goalkeeper some criticism as well, because what was that placement? I mean, you left the whole side open and Goretzka just said, thank you very much. That's what it was, really. Very, very bad placement. Then, like I said, Flamengo came back in the start of the second half. But then, Bayern Munich scored the fourth goal. Again, winning the ball back very high up the pitch this time. It was Konrad Laimer, wins the ball back very high. It lands to Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich plays a lovely disguised pass to Harry Kane. Harry Kane, touch, bang, another goal. He gets a brace. If I'm not wrong, he's the top scorer of this competition, but we'll get to Harry Kane in a minute. But I really, really love the fact that Bayern Munich tried to win the ball back very highly. And it's going to be very interesting to see, because PSG like to do that. Bayern Munich like to do that. Who's going to come out on top? That's why I'm looking forward to this game, because we're going to see very similar tactics. Both teams like to have possession. Both teams like to win the ball back very high. It's going to be very interesting, very interesting. And I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that game. So yeah, Bayern Munich win convincingly, man. Couple of performances, that I liked. I would say Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich for me is one of the world's best in his position. Forget this right back situation thing with Germany. By the way, Germany's under-21 lost the final against England in the European Championships. However, have a look at these two fullbacks, Brown and Collins. Julian Nagelsmann, you have the opportunity to do something absolutely incredible. The same way in 2009, that Germany team that beat England in the under-21s final had all of these upcoming superstars at the time. Manuel Neuer, Mats Hummels, Mesut Ozil, Sami Khedira, Jerome Boateng. And these 5 people were included in the squad for the World Cup 2010 the following summer. Julian Nagelsmann has the opportunity to do something absolutely incredible. He has the opportunity to do something mad. He has the opportunity to now bring 2 very good fullbacks in Collins, right back, and Brown, left back, and to bring them to the World Cup for Germany next year. And of course, my guy, Nick Woltemade. He's got the opportunity to bring these 3 guys and blend them into the squad with these professionals in the first team. But that's a conversation for another day. I just wanted to put that one in. Why did I even say that? Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, Joshua Kimmich. Forget this whole business of him playing as a right back. I'm not with it. I am not with it. In that midfield, that's where his best position is, and that's where he causes the most damage, and that's where he plays his best games. Like, honestly, man, Joshua Kimmich has been absolutely outstanding in this tournament so far. A leader, captain, leading by example. His teammates listen to him. There was an instance where Jonathan Tah, There was a little scuffle, pushing around and stuff, and Joshua Kimmich absolutely screamed in Jonathan Tah's face. And Jonathan Tah just had to fall back. Captain, leader, and of course, very neat with his passing, very cultured footballer. Listen, put some respect on Kimmich's name, man. Put some respect on his name. I was a bit disappointed with a couple of performances. I'd probably say, I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but it was just one of his lesser performances, if you get what I mean. Leroy Sané, extremely disappointing. I mean, he's going to Galatasaray tomorrow because tomorrow is officially the last day of his contract with Bayern Munich. So from the 1st of July, he's no more a Bayern Munich player, which means he can't play for them anymore. So tomorrow he's going to be traveling to wherever Galatasaray are going to do their pre-season. And do you know what it is with Leroy Sané? All of the 1v1s that he's missed with Bayern Munich at this Club World Cup encapsulate his 5 years at the club. Those 5 years could be resumed in those 1v1s that he missed. You know? It's just very uninspiring. And like I said, at the age of 29, we should not be talking like this about Leroy Sané. We should not be talking about this. We should be talking about Leroy Sané being one of the best wingers in the world right now. But for some reason, it just has not happened. And it's so ironic that his last ever action for Bayern Munich was a 1v1 that he missed. So ironic. So ironic. And every time he gives you a bit, you think, oh, yes, we're there. And then it's back to, reverting back to type. It's just sad. Do you know what I mean? It's just very sad. It's just very sad. But anyway, wish him all the best at Galatasaray. I'm sure he's going to smash it. Kingsley Coman, same story. Same story, man. Every time he gives you a bit, then he reverts back to type. And then you're like, when's it finally coming? Like, this has been like this for his whole career, man. His whole career has been the same thing. And now with Coman being subbed off because he was injured, this leaves Bayern Munich no option but to try and get their new winger in the next 2 weeks, I would say. I know that Max Eberl, the sporting director of Bayern Munich, travelled back to Germany to try and make that happen. But now more than ever, it has to happen. That new left winger has to come in. Whether it's Mitoma, whether it's Rafael Leao, whether it's Cody Gakpo. I'm just naming some of the names that Bayern Munich are being linked with. But they need to get that left winger in. Going into the season, only with Coman and Gnabry as that left wing options is not good enough. In fact, Gnabry doesn't even play on the left anymore because he's lost that spot. So now he's playing through the middle in the number 10 role. But again, he's only playing there because Musiala's injured and Musiala's not been starting recently because he's coming back to fitness. So again, you need someone who's going to be starting week in, week out in that left wing position. So Bayern Munich need to get that left winger in ASAP. ASAP. Personally, if I was Bayern, I'd go for Rafael Leao. I think the German competition would be perfect for Leao. He would thrive in that competition. He would go absolutely crazy. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. Last but not least, got to talk about King Harold, man. Got to talk about Harry Kane. This guy, this is why you pay £100 million or euros, whatever they paid for Harry Kane. This is exactly why you pay that money. Top scorer, if I'm not mistaken, of the Club World Cup as we speak. Banging in goals left, right and centre. And it's one thing just banging in goals, yeah? But it's another thing the way you bang them in, the catalogue. Look at the first goal that Harry Kane scores. Upamecano does really well, wins the ball back very high up the pitch. Harry Kane gets it into his feet. He gets a little, I think someone tried to trip him over or something, but still has a little glimpse, shifts it to his left, bang. Okay, it takes a deflection. Bottom left corner, goal. Fantastic finish. The second goal, even better. Do you know why? Because the disguised pass from Joshua Kimmich, amazing, perfect. But notice how Harry Kane didn't even look up. He did not look up once. He knew exactly where the goal was. And the finish. Do you know how many strikers in that position would try and bang it just for the sake of banging it? Do you know how many strikers would do that? Do you know how many strikers with the defender that was coming from, I'm trying to put myself in Harry's shoes, from the defender that was coming from his left, and I'm sure he could see it from the corner of his eye. Do you know how many strikers would try and either roof it or try and put it across and try and, get the shot off and try and get it to the far post from where Harry was? Harry was like, nah. Again, he did not look up. Got the ball out of his feet, curls it, bends it into the bottom right corner. Fantastic goal. A lot of people are going to look at this goal and think, it's just a routine striker's goal. No, this is absolutely top draw. Harry Kane is different. Harry Kane is different. So when last season you saw me, and I don't want to make it a United session again, but when you saw me get onto a certain striker playing for United right now in the number 9 position, wearing the number 9, when you saw me get onto him, there was a reason why, because I'm seeing strikers like Harry Kane not even have a glimpse at the goal and knowing exactly where they have to put the ball. Exactly, inch perfect. But then you've got people struggling to get the ball out of their feet, controlling a football, and I'm supposed to be patient with that. I'm sorry. No. Professional footballers, that is what it's supposed to look like. Harry Kane. The example is right there. This guy is different, man. This guy is absolutely different. What I would give for United to have a striker like him right now. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Harry Kane is absolutely world class. He's in a league of his own. That's what, 40 and 41 goals for the season, because the FIFA Club World Cup still counts as 24-25 season and not 25-26. Crazy numbers. 85 goals in 92 Bayern Munich games, if I'm not wrong. Hey, listen. Just let it be, man. Just let it. Let's not talk about it anymore. Let's not talk about it. This guy is absolutely insane. But yeah, listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to the PSG Bayern game next week. I think they said it's on Saturday, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, man, like I said, 2 similar styles, 2 similar set of tactics. They both like to press. They both like to win the ball back quick. They both like to press high. They both like to have possession. So it's going to be very interesting to see who comes out on top. Kompany versus Luis Enrique, Bayern versus PSG. We'll be watching that for sure. But yeah, anyway, if you've made it till the end of this video, go in the comment section. Excuse me. If you made it till the end of this video, go in the comment section and you see that emoji that has like a target and then like a bullseye type thing. I want to see that emoji in the comments. I want to see that one. So yeah, it's road to 20K still. Big love to everyone tuning in for all of the content for the Club World Cup. I really appreciate your time, your effort to put in a comment, to discuss, to give me your thoughts. I really appreciate this, man. People don't understand my love for football, man. People think I do this for the views, and I do this because I genuinely love this game, man. Games could be at 4 a.m. and I would stay up and watch this. I'm being deadly serious. If the Club World Cup was in Australia, I'd wake up at 6 a.m. to watch the games. I'm not even joking, people. This is different passion that we're talking about here. So I appreciate you guys giving me the time of day for me to share my passion with you guys. And another round of 16 game coming up tomorrow, Inter Milan. So Inter Milan Fluminense, if I'm not wrong. So we'll be there. We'll be watching the game and doing a reaction for that as well. That's going to be a good game. And yeah, road to 20K, closing in on 17. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.